Hello everyone. Today we'll be looking at the multi-threading through the programming language C++. So first let us look at what exactly is multi-threading. So multi-threading can be analogically visualized with respect to this situation. For example, let's assume there is an engine which can when given an input, it can give a particular output. It's basically like a system. Given an input, it tries to give an output, but at one particular time, if only one user is permitted to use the system, it is called single threading, or it is like in moving in a sequential manner. But in our day-to-day applications, in our day-to-day usage, single threading or using in a single we are not designing any system so that it can be used by only one person at a time. So we try to look at a concept called parallelism. Yes, the basic logic behind parallelism is multitasking. So what exactly is multitasking? At one particular time, if we are able to do multiple tasks, that is called multitasking. So in order to enable multitasking in C++, the there was a library called thread. So first we need to understand that C++ library called thread was introduced in the version C++11 and later. So this was a very useful feature which later on evolved in multiple methods. So generally, what does this thread ask us enable us to do? So this thread gives us a path for the user to uh, handle multiple sequence of instructions simultaneously, like in a parallel manner. So for example, if a system is there and we need to give the system to multiple users, and simultaneously they are trying to access the system. To give the this is the first user, this is the second user, and this is the third user. We are trying to get the output from all the three people. So yes, there may be slight time difference between the output of the three systems depending upon the internal operations they are happening, but can be assured that in multi-threading, all these three requests are being handled simultaneously, which is more important, so that the effective time involved in handling these requests are significantly reduced, which is our ultimate aim. So we need a quick response. So that is our ultimate purpose of designing any software or any website, etc. So moving ahead, the C++ allows us to use multi-threading with respect to function pointers. This is the first thing, and second thing is function objects, and the third thing is lambda functions. So in this particular lecture, we'll be looking at the function pointers point of view of how and try to get a gist of how the multi-threading is used in the C++. So first of all, we need to keep in mind some important parameters before proceeding to the programming part. First thing is that we need to import First thing is we need to import the library. So this is our first requirement. And the second thing is we need to enable this parallel threads. So we are for making the simplicity, I have manually given this particular requests. So I'll be showing you in this particular program. I believe it is visible. So first thing is that we need to import the header file thread, through which we'll be utilizing the thread property or threading ability of the C++. And we have written a function. It's a simple function called add, which takes two input arguments, that is a and b, which are integers, and displays the sum of the two integers in this within the function itself. And it is to be noted that this particular function is not returning any particular value. So moving ahead, let's see. So first let us understand the function pointer aspect. So first we are here declaring a function pointer fptr that is actually initially that's not pointing to any particular function. Later on we are assigning the forcing the function pointer to point towards the function add which we had declared earlier. So moving ahead, we are also taking a dummy variable sum so that in case we need to store the sum of the variables we can store it over here, but in this particular program we will not be utilizing that. So here I am declaring three threads. We can name these threads in any manner. So in this I have, just for the sake of explaining this particular program, I have told the thread 2, 3, 1 and then 1. This join actually there is also a function called join within the threads that actually creates the delay element within the threads. So this enables that after one thread is completed, then only the next thread is going on. So first, what we are trying to do in this particular program is that we have declared three independent threads which are with respect to function pointers, and we are trying to observe the output of this particular program and jump to conclusions. Moving ahead, let's see what exactly is happening. I'm running the program right now. As you can see, it's coming sum is 7, the sum is 15 and the sum is 11. I'm trying to run the program again. This time the sum 7 is coming in a delayed manner. So we can understand that they are going in a parallel fashion. The output is trying to be displayed in a parallel fashion, but the output may occur at different times depending upon the internal operations that is happening. So that particular control is not in our hand. So only what we are enabling is that parallel operations of a particular function, but the output of the time at which the output of the function comes is not in our hand, and it also varies with every iteration, every time we run the program. So that is visibly seen from here. Again, I'm trying to run the program, and this time 15, sum 15 is coming first, then 11 and then 7. In a similar fashion, we can see that the output varies in each and every time we run the program. So what we can observe from this particular program is that we are enabling three threads: thread 1, thread 2, thread 3. So each and every time I run the program, I am visibly seeing the output of thread 1, output of thread 2 and output of thread 2. I am reminding you guys again that these outputs will not be coming simultaneously. There will be slight time delay between these outputs, and that is what we can visually observe from the multiple times of running the program. So from this lecture, I believe everyone would have got a generalized idea about what multithreading is and would have had a gentle introduction to multithreading in this programming language C++. See you in the next lecture. Thank you, and signing off, M. Rupesh Kumar.